In this video, I will explain exactly what an NFT is. You're going to learn exactly what they are, why they are valuable, because that was my biggest question, and what the buying process looks like. So a non-fungible token, also known as an NFT, is a type of digital token or asset. A common analogy is to think of these as digital trading cards or digital paintings. Whenever you buy an NFT, you are basically buying the rights to one specific asset.
Nice.
Now, non-fungible means it can't be changed whenever it is created. You can't split it up, and it must be distinguishable from something else. Unlike a Bitcoin, one Bitcoin is the exact same as another Bitcoin. Well, with NFTs, they're never the same. They're always different. Together, an NFT is a token that you own that doesn't change throughout time. So that's the basics. But when it comes down to the technicals, what exactly is an NFT? Well, NFTs are actually just a piece of data that is owned by an address, and whoever has the password to that address, they own that piece of data. And this piece of data can be bought and sold to different addresses. And that data is verified on a blockchain. And you can actually check the owner history of that NFT because all the owner history is trackable. For example, this Bored Ape that sold for $460,000 is essentially just a small URL that is owned by an address. The only thing that the person owes is a tiny piece of data. Now, that piece of data points to a server somewhere that usually hosts an image. So in a sense, when you buy an NFT, you're buying a small piece of data that represents something larger. Kind of like buying a stock. You're not buying the entire company, and unless it's a dividend stock, you're not actually getting anything from it. So this brings us to the question, why would you want to buy an NFT? And there's many reasons. But right now, the main reason most people are buying is because they see NFTs as a collectibles in the investment category. So let's go over 4 main things that make NFT valuable. Number 1, just like Bitcoin, it's so popular because it was the first cryptocurrency. The first NFTs of specific creators or businesses will also have value. For example, Pokemon cards are quickly gaining popularity, and the most expensive cards are those that were produced in the first edition. So let's say if you have the first United States NFT, it will likely have some perceived value. The second thing that makes an NFT valuable is the utility, which in other words is real world benefits. So imagine if Michael Jackson was still alive and he sold 50 NFTs. By owning one of them, you can have lifetime access to any of his shows, any of his performances that he participates in. Now, these NFTs would very quickly become popular and very expensive due to the real world benefits. The third thing that makes an NFT valuable is if it's unique or rare. For example, think of the Mona Lisa. Anyone can have a copy of it in their room, but only one person or museum, in this case, can hang up the real painting by Leonardo da Vinci. Now, the same goes for the original Constitution of the United States or a Babe Ruth signed baseball card. They are very rare. The last thing that I found that makes an NFT valuable is ownership history. So for example, what's your favorite celebrity? Mine personally is Leo or Leonardo DiCaprio. Let's say he decides to sell his leather jacket and buy a new one. Well, when he first bought the leather jacket, maybe he paid $200 for it, but I might pay $800 just to have the same leather jacket that Leonardo DiCaprio wore. Now, the same goes for NFTs. Someone might be willing to pay $1 million for an image of a dog that, let's say, Barack Obama owned. Does buying Jack Dorsey's first tweet for $2.5 million fit any of these? Let's go down the list. Is it a first? Yes, it actually is the first NFT on the category. Second, does it have utility? It does not. You don't get to change the tweet. You don't get to advertise your business or anything like that. Third, is it unique? Yes, it is unique. Lastly, what about its ownership history? This is actually also a no. Yes, it's Jack Dorsey's first tweet, but nobody famous has actually owned the specific NFT yet. To fit this category, maybe it was my tweet and then Mr. Beast owned it. Then the answer would be yes. But in this example, it only checks out 2 of the boxes. So if you buy his first tweet, you're basically betting that someone else in the future will want to buy it for a higher price. Because holding that NFT does absolutely nothing for you. There's no utility. You're buying it as a novelty or as an investment. Unless one day Jack Dorsey says, whoever holds the NFT will have lunch with me once a month, for example. Well, the value of that NFT would absolutely skyrocket. Now, moving on, I'd like to tell you the 10 most valuable NFTs. Number 1, Every Day's The First 5,000 Days NFT, sold for a record high of $69.3 million. Next, we have CryptoPunk 7523, which sold for $11.7 million. Third, we have CryptoPunk 7804, which sold for $7.5 million. Then we have the famous CryptoPunk 3100, which sold for $7.5 million. Crossroad by Beeple sold for $6.6 million. Next up, we have another Beeple piece called Oceanfront, which sold for also $6 million. Next, we have CryptoPunk 5217, which sold for $5.4 million. Number 8 is called This Changed Everything, which sold for $5.4 million. Edward Snowden gets in 9th place with his NFT called Stay Free, which auctioned off for $2.75 million. Lastly, we have yet another CryptoPunk. This one is CryptoPunk 7252 with a price tag of $5.3 million. Here are 4 most commonly used NFT exchanges that allow you to buy and sell and trade NFTs. Number 1 is OpenSea, then it's gonna be Rarible, Binance, and lastly, Nifty Getaway. So I'm sorry to say, that's where this video ends. I hope you found it helpful, and I hope it clears up some confusion. Please don't forget to like and subscribe so you get future Thomas and Manny videos just like this one. We'll see you in our next video.